A geopolitical shockwave is ripping through South America, and Colombia's President Gustavo Petro says the United States is hiding its true motive. As US military activity surges across the Caribbean, Petro claims Washington's war on drugs is just a smokescreen, and that Donald Trump is really after Venezuela's vast oil reserves, and he's not holding back. As US military activity intensifies across the Caribbean and the Pacific, a political storm is erupting in South America. And at the center of it is Colombia's President Gustavo Petro, who is accusing the Trump administration of using the fight against drugs as cover for something much bigger. Petro tells CNN that Washington's real target isn't cocaine, it's crude.
Oil is at the heart of the matter?
He points to Venezuela's massive oil reserves, the largest proven reserves in the world, and says the US campaign against Nicolás Maduro is really an energy chess match.
So that's a negotiation about oil. I believe that is US President Donald Trump's logic. He's not thinking about the democratization of Venezuela, let alone the narco-trafficking.
Petro argues Venezuela isn't even a major narcotics producer, and only a small fraction of the global drug trade actually moves through the country. Petro and Trump have been clashing since Trump returned to the White House. Over the past year, Petro has slammed US immigration policy, Washington's support for Israel, and its growing military footprint in Latin America. And this week, he escalated further, accusing the US of trying to dominate the region.
The United States cannot be considered an empire, but one of the nations among others.
Washington quickly pushed back.
The Trump administration remains firm in its counter-drug operations in the Caribbean and its commitment to protecting Americans from the Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro regime's deadly poison.
But tensions aren't just verbal. Petro says he's already paying a price. Asked if he had a message for Americans, he said,
"My message is the one they give to all members of the United States Special Forces. Your function, as they say in the oaths, is to fight against oppression. I repeated that on the streets in the United States, and it also cost me."
He was talking about the moment the US State Department revoked his visa after the UN General Assembly, a move made shortly after he urged American soldiers to defy Trump and not to point their rifles at humanity. Washington has taken more steps since then. In October, the US Treasury sanctioned Petro, accusing him of playing a role in the global illicit drug trade, a charge he denies. The sanctions came days after Trump declared he would cut all payments and subsidies to Colombia, claiming Petro does nothing to stop drug production. Petro insists that's false and says the data proves it.
So much so that in recent years, I have managed to ensure that the growth in crops, which is stagnating, is far surpassed by the growth in seizures.
So why, he was asked, won't Trump give him credit?
Because of pride. Because he thinks I'm a subversive thug, a terrorist, and things like that, simply because I was a member of the M19.
Petro believes the US is unfairly comparing him to Venezuela's Nicolás Maduro. His comments came just as Washington designated the so-called Cartel de los Soles, which it alleges Maduro controls, as a foreign terrorist organization. Petro says Maduro's problem isn't drugs, it's democracy.
The problem of Maduro is called democracy. The lack of democracy, no Colombian investigation, has shown us a relationship between Colombian drug trafficking and Maduro.
International data backs up part of his argument. The UN says Venezuela is not a cocaine-producing country. Out of 3,700 tons of global coca production, more than 2,500 tons come from Colombia. Venezuela doesn't even appear on the map. Despite the political drama, the broader US-Colombia relationship remains intact. Colombia is still a major non-NATO ally, and Washington keeps emphasizing that its problem is not the nation, but Petro himself.